Well, folks, it looks like more tech leaks are coming out of the woodwork. A couple days ago, we had some Threadripper and Zen 6 leaks regarding guesstimations on release date and performance numbers and CCD configs. And now we got something on the lower end for the spectrum, more of those budget people. And this time is about APUs. Let's get into this. Hey everyone, it's about a lot of tech back again for some more tech news. We got some more tech leaks coming out of the woodwork, fresh off the weekend. Even though we're still in Sunday, weekends always fly by too fast. But back on topic, recently we got some leaks about Threadripper next gen and some performance numbers and some guesstimation of release dates for the Zen 6 in our last video. And now we got some more things coming out of the woodwork, and this time is on the APU front, and it's going to be the 9000 series APUs, because a lot of people out there were asking about, okay, it's good to have these X3D chips and the regular ones on Zen 5, are they ever going to make APUs, proper ones, based on Zen 5? And now we got leaks going out from WCCF Tech and VideoCards.net, some other usual suspects as far as forums and articles talking about this. And now it has been spotted on a FURMARK benchmarking software. A unknown or unidentified APU by AMD using Ryzen 5, not Ryzen 5, Zen 5, and it's a 9000 series APU according to the leak. And it scored roughly 1100 point single-threaded score on FURMARK, and the internal GPU, the iGPU on this APU, boosts to almost 3100 megahertz. This is almost on par with the dedicated GPUs that we buy to put in the PCI slot. But the fact that iGPU, forget the almost 1100 single threaded score, which is still really good for an APU. But the fact that we got an iGPU in this APU that's hitting almost the same level or same heights as the current generation GPUs, both on Team Green and Team Red's front, because they around average around like 3300 megahertz on the high end, I believe, if I remember correctly. At least on AMD side, and I think NVIDIA's one goes up around the same or a little bit higher too. But of an iGPU, this is the built-in GPU on the processor, because it's an APU, is reaching almost 3100, and for an APU almost scoring as high as the regular dedicated CPUs is ridiculous. So nothing has been identified yet as far as this particular model. All we know from what the article is saying is that it's been leaked, the performance numbers, the frequencies, how low wattage it was. I believe it was like APU was like less than 100 watts, I believe. And for something to be, if everything like this is true, that they're saying true in this article, then that's ridiculously high performance for a regular old APU and its iGPU. So for that's surprising to me when I saw the numbers in the article. I'll leave the article in the description below so you can see a more full, in-depth look at it. I'm just covering the highlights. And right now the highlights for me was the iGPU frequency boosting and the single-threaded score on FURMARK for the APU. We don't know what's the name of the APU. Just called it unknown because it was just like a model number they had. I can't remember the exact number. It was kind of a long model number, like kind of like those model numbers you see in like shipping manifest. Is like a really, really long alphanumeric number. I'm not going to try to remember all those numbers, all those digits and characters. But all you need to know is that the performance numbers from both the iGPU and the APU have been shocking. And it's been catching a lot of attention. And it caught, I guess, WCCF Tech and VideoCards.net attention because it made enough of an impact for them to even mention it. So unfortunately, that's pretty much the vague or the basic information they gave us in the article. They give some more odds and ends and tidbits in the article. Y'all can read that on leisure. I'll leave it down below in the description. But the fact that APUs are almost catching up to dedicated CPUs and GPU performance numbers now is kind of crazy. This goes to show how fast technology evolves. So I don't know about you. I've never been an APU person, but I know a lot of people there on a really strict budget that don't want to spend separate amount of money on a GPU and a CPU. So they'll usually go the APU budget route. And if these next gen APUs are having these numbers for real, then the regular CPU market and GPU market may have be competing with them, because why spend all this money on two separate computer parts when you get all decent enough performance on one chip, and you could do the whole 9 yards? And we all know AM5 supports APUs as well. So this may be a potential, if it turns out to be true, this may be a potential other budget option outside of building something from scratch, outside of pre-builts where you don't know what the hell you're getting, and outside of mini PCs, which you can get a good mini PC to do everything you want for less money that you would spend on a whole rig to do game and all other stuff. But if this next batch of APUs that AMD is itching to release, I don't know when they're going to release it. Probably my guess is, if they follow suit to their blueprint, probably on the latter half of this year or beginning next year, they'll release the APU versions of the Zen 5 chips. But that, I just want to share this with you guys because I thought it was pretty interesting, and the performance numbers, if they're true, will be ridiculous. Let me know in the comments below if you're an APU person, being in the market how it is. Are you considering APU? Are you considering pre-built? Or are you considering just getting a mini PC? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, this is Biolock Tech signing out.